Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name is Amber, and I'm part of the Ramblin' Richardsons. So, today, what we're going to do is we got a little surprise in the mail that we're going to open up. And we're going to update this little tank right back here that we got. So, I set this tank up when I set the day gecko enclosure up. I set this one up with substrate and some play balls with a substrate divider and some springtails. And I had some orange isopod powder, I think, isopods in there. And I think only one survived. But we are going to set that up as an isopod colony. And we got some stuff for the day geckos. So we're gonna, without further ado, get into this video. But I'd really appreciate it if you would go down there, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss the videos that we post. It has been a minute since we posted a new video. I will give you that. We had the holiday, Christmas holiday, and we had a death in the family, and then we had New Year's. So we just took that time off just to decompress, give ourselves some breathing room. But we're back, new year, new video, who dis? So I've got this lovely little box here. And this is what today's video is all about. We have a box from Josh's Frogs. Now, Josh's Frogs, a lot of people I follow on YouTube use Josh's Frogs to get not only their animals, but their feeder insects and things for their bioactive tank setups. So we ordered a couple of things from Josh's Frogs. So we're gonna unbox what we got from Josh's Frogs. Got my lovely pocket knife from Teakwood Products, MF Teakwood Products in Arlington, Texas. Don't know if they're still around. This knife has been around for a while. Let's open up this little box here. Got a heat pack that's no longer hot. That's cold. We're in Texas, so it's not that cold here, but it has been cold recently. So, I got two things that are really important in this box. And the first one is, these are little Heidi flies. And they're like wingless or flightless little fruit flies. And it is so hard to find these in all places. Not everywhere is going to carry these. The only place I was able to find locally was at a Petco, but their cultures are either not started yet, or just barely getting started, or they have been started for way too long and are already in the process of dying. So Josh's Frogs has cultures that are already started or about to be started, or you can make your own culture. So you can buy from Josh's Frogs how to get these started and do them yourself. For right now, I just needed some that were already started. The day geckos that I have are peacock day geckos, and so they don't get much longer than my finger here, pretty small. So those little guys can only eat really, really small insects, like maybe pinhead crickets or super small crickets or these Heidi flies. They also need to be supplemented with a gecko diet, and I currently use this Repashy crested gecko diet, and I don't hardly ever see them eat this. I never catch them eating it. I catch them when I put some fresh fruit in there. They will go and they will eat at the fresh fruit like blueberries or grapes or apples, but with the Repashy, they really don't seem to be into it. So next on the list for us to order from Josh's Frogs is going to be Pangea, which is another gecko, powder gecko diet. And we're going to see if that works better. Anyways, on to the second thing that we got here in this little package. Let me see if I can. Not going to open up the flies because they typically go everywhere. But we do need to feed Johnny and June. They've had the gecko diet in there for the past 2 days. I need to take it out and put some more in there, but they haven't had any bugs for about a week, so no insects. I tried to find the little bitty crickets so they can hunt, but those are hard to find in my area too. Also available at Josh's Frogs. We're not sponsored by Josh's Frogs, but they do have a pretty complete list of things you may need if you're in the reptile or amphibian or just invertebrate hobby. They tend to have a lot of stuff. Also, just a side note, all of the animals that they sell on their website are captive bred. So if you are looking to get into the hobby, please don't get wild caught and get something that is captive bred so we can still enjoy doing this hobby. Anyways, on to this little bin, dish, deli cup here. We have some Giant Canyon isopods. They're going to be my cleanup crew. So I'm hoping to start a colony with these guys here. So I'm going to have that little terrarium right over here. This one is going to be set up just for the isopods. So they're going to get leaf litter and all sorts of supplementation. There is already a good colony of springtails that are going in there. So we are going to add these guys to see if we can get them going, and they will end up going into the gecko enclosures. I need to redo Sheila's enclosure here. Doesn't have the Leica balls because she's not a crested gecko, she's a leopard gecko. And they like things a little more arid than, say, crested geckos or gargoyle geckos or even peacock geckos. They don't like things quite as moist. So I don't have a drainage layer, but I do want to set it up. And I have an escapee already. Oh my goodness, guy. Come here. I got one of the little isopods came out. So these are the isopods. They're my canyon. Oh! We have an escapee again. So these are my Grand Canyon isopods. They're pretty big, as you can see. They're not your average roly-poly. Let me put you back in your culture with the other guys. Thank you. So I've got 10 of these little guys in here. And I've already got this tank over here established with, like I said, the springtails. And for a little while, I had a green anole in there. It got caught in between this window right here and the screen. So it got really, really cold recently. So I got the green anole, put him in here for just a couple of nights while it froze. And we let him go this morning. I didn't film any of that. I typically do not keep wild animals, but he seemed like he was having a really hard time. I don't know how long he had been stuck in my screen. So I gave him a few crickets, put him in there for a few nights in this little bitty one right here. And then we released him this morning and he's doing just fine in the front garden. So let's go ahead and put these little guys into their new enclosure so they can start doing their thing and making more. And then we'll feed Johnny and June. Okay, so you can see I've got a little wooden hide here. It's got a hole on it. I'll flip that over so that they can hang out underneath that securely. This will eventually will have some plants in it and leaf litter right next to Sheila's tank. So we can see Sheila in there Yeah, she's back there being coy. That's okay. So this is where the giant canyon isopods will hang out. Get the little lid off. There they are. Oh guys, you're coming out fast. Oh my goodness. Okay. There we go. We're missing a few. There you go, buddy. Here, buddy. You're so cute. Okay, buddy. There you go. All right. Oh. Missed another one. Come here, buddy. Oh. There we go. Missing a couple. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little baby right there. Little tiny little babies. Okay. So next we're going to feed Johnny and June some of these Heidi flies. This is Johnny and June's enclosure. I don't know if you can see either of them. They are probably hiding. But I'm so close to their enclosure. Yeah, they are hiding. That's okay. Once I feed them, they will come right out, I guarantee it. So, I'm not gonna dust these because they have had more than their fair share of calcium already. So we're just gonna flip this over, tap all the flies to the bottom, and then put them in the cage here. Yeah. So you can see we fed them little Heidi flies. They'll be all over the place here in a minute. So, don't know. Either there's one gecko. Ooh, that was June. She's back there. Eating. She's already eating. I took their food out. This is the Repashy. And as you can tell, they don't eat very much of it. I only put the bare minimum in there and they hardly touch it. So, yeah, we'll try the Pangea stuff as a supplement. Well, guys, I've got the geckos fed. I've got the isopods doing their thing, starting their culture. Thanks to Josh's Frogs for the isopods and the Heidi flies that we used today to feed the geckos. They were hungry. But yeah, guys, that's really all I have for today. Real short little video. Not a really exciting video. This is a lot of things to do in the winter times, a slow time, but really appreciate you watching. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it so much. I hope you enjoyed it. And as always, see you on the next video.